Hi traders, in this video I'm going to be talking about the Fibonacci fan for intraday trading, and I want to hand on a couple of really simple but powerful user tips. These are things directly from my own School of Hard-Won knowledge about the market, and whilst quite simple, these things could make an enormous difference to your navigation of the markets. Now, for the example, I have up a 60-minute chart for us to have a look at. It happens to be the Euro USD, although it could be any 60-minute chart of any instrument because the logic of what I'm about to show you does port across all instruments. As an intraday trader myself, I'm often interested in the short-term cycles that spin out their influence. And so for this example, I've got particular eyes on this point here in the market as a short-term market turning point. Now, if I was just using horizontal Fibonacci retracements, I'd be identifying this low and this high as my casting points for my Fibonacci's. And voila, you get some very good information plotted on your chart that it's relevant, it's pretty accurate. But as you can see, it's only relevant until price breaks out north of this high, and suddenly you're forced to replot your Fibonacci's or maybe introduce Fibonacci extensions in order to get some preemptive watch regions on your chart for what's unfolding. Now for me, that's got me working too hard already, and quite frankly it's a wasted opportunity, because what if I told you that in this 48 hours of price action here at the bottom of the move, all the clues are contained within this nugget of sideways movement to set up supports and resistances that will be in play for the next 10 days or so of your trading on that one instrument. That would be pretty efficient, right? So using the same low to high casting point as we used for the horizontal Fibonacci's, let's cast our Fibonacci fan. Now I've got this fan set up with pure Fibonacci retracement levels only. I haven't included the 50% level. I know plenty of people use that, but I just wanted to keep it as a pure Fibonacci value fan at the moment. I actually have another video in my Fibonacci series that looks at GAN retracement levels, of which 50% is sequenced. So with this particular Fibonacci fan setup, the first point I want to make is look at how this first campaign of this turn in the market produced trendline displays for the next 2 weeks of your trading. Now let's look at the same thing expressed as a line chart. And now let's look what happens if we shift the movement arm of the low to high casting point so that it reflects the line chart of the casting points rather than the high-low of the bar or candle. Take a quick look at that and the hold points it's offering. Now if we flick back to the candles for a minute, or if you're bar people then back to the bars, I know for my eye which one looks more worthwhile with accurate hits, but I will say I've got the benefit going on here that price has already reacted. So the question would then become, what would you do in real time to firm up which way to go as a casting protocol? With Fibonacci trend lines, they are not just trend lines. In my experience, the Fibonacci trend lines are traditionally taught that we have these forward lines cast, and they're usually only useful if price comes up and gives you a dead hit on that line. Sound familiar? Once again, I actually think this is a wasted opportunity to access a lot more of what's going on. I'm here to suggest that the Fibonacci trend lines are actually casting a geometric formation and some very useful symmetry. Specifically, the Fibonacci fan lines bind up in an upper and lower wedge formation. And whatever wedge price happens to be in, it captures a symmetry that we can employ as short-term support and resistance. You do this simply by paralleling the wedge lines. The top line becomes resistance, the bottom wedge line acts as support, and as I'm going through this example, you can see how many valuable support and resistance points this is actually picking up. And you can see why as price falls through the wedges, the angles change. So if you don't have a device like a Fibonacci fan or a Fibonacci angle fan, something I use a lot of as well, or a Gann fan or other geometric tracking device, you won't be able to tap the ever-changing grid that price is playing to. Make no mistake, this is an edge to understanding price action. And with this sort of thing going on, you can understand why you don't need to clutter up your charts with lagging indicators like moving averages or Bollinger Bands or any of that other stuff. These are real-time indicators. For other Fibonacci tips and tools, be sure to check out my website or the other videos in my series.